Alright guys, we're live. Dominic Perrottet has just been announced to be the next Premier. I'm about to bring up on my phone exactly what's going on with that. Wild. This is going to be wild. Give it a share. Get it out there. I'm going to live stream exactly what they're saying so we can listen to it and we're going to dissect it. A lot of you guys have some concerns about Perrottet. I'm going to address them because I actually listen to you guys. But I've looked at the banking stuff. I've looked at the World Economic Forum stuff. We're going to chat about that. But first, we're going to listen live. We're going to see exactly what's going on. Because this is big. This is big what's going on. Let's see. So at 5:45 he's coming on. So in about 5 minutes we're going to listen to his live stream and we're going to chat and we're going to talk about exactly what it means. But this has been last minute. This is wild. This is going to be crazy. And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how this goes. Okay, so I've got him on Sky News. I'm going to play in a sec. And we'll go from there. Oh, this is going to be wild. Yeah, I know. Everyone's saying his dad's in the World Economic Forum. I know. I've known for like 3 years that he's in the World Economic Forum. We'll chat about this in a sec. But in the meantime, I've just got Fox News. I've just got Fox News, Sky News in the background. I'll bring him up as soon as it's up, and we'll go from there. But this is wild, guys. This is some wild stuff. It's going to be very interesting. I'll play it here live for you as soon as it comes on. Give this a share, get it out there. In about 3 minutes, he's coming on live. If you haven't subscribed to this channel because you're from my Telegram, remember to click follow up here, drop down and follow. We're just waiting on Sky News now. They're still in the ad break. So a lot of you guys have brought up concerns about Perrottet, and I want to address those because they're not new to me. A lot of you guys are like, oh no, Joel, he's a part of the globalists. I'm like, I know there's a lot of concerns about the World Economic Forum, his father working for them and these banking organizations. But this is the thing with Perrottet is, you can't just judge him just off the cuff like that. We actually need to give the guy, and we need to see what he's actually going to say and do, because he's actually already said to us what he's going to do. And I think that the next month we're going to see him ease a lot of restrictions. And even if he doesn't, then we're going to have to challenge him just like we did with Gladys. And at the next election, we can get rid of him. But in the meantime, what we need to do right now is hear what he's got to say, and we'll see what he does. Is he against mandates? As from what I've heard, absolutely. He says he doesn't want to see a two-tiered society. He doesn't want to see these mandates, and he was against the lockdown extension as of week 2. Of I think this is early January when Gladys was looking to extend it. So for those of you just joining right now, I'm listening to, I've got Sky News just right here. I'm going to put him on as soon as he's on. Give this a share. For those of you that don't want, the Liberal Party to be in, great. Go join a political party. We'll throw out the major parties and we'll go from there. But in the meantime, we're not getting another Premier until 2023. And so in the meantime, I'd much rather have this guy than the other guy in Parliament. I'd rather have Perrottet than this other dude in the Liberal Party who's a lefty. Perrottet's got 6 kids, by the way, guys. And for those of you that don't realise, one of the best litmus tests of a Conservative is how many kids they've got. Gladys, 0 kids. Perrottet, 6 kids. He actually cares about the future for his kids and all that, and not just in a inner circle thing. In terms of making a better country. So we'll see exactly what happens. People saying Dan needs to go. I agree. For those of you in Victoria, Dan does need to go. He needs to get out of here. Let's see who's in the chat. All right, guys, give it a share. Perrottet's coming on very soon. Excuse me. Very excited. I'm choking on my own excitement. Struggling over here, dying. I'm just watching these crappy ads right now. People saying, get Romeo on. Look, tell Romeo. Someone message Romeo. I didn't have time to message him coming on right now. This literally broke about 20 minutes ago. Perrottet's about to come on live in a couple minutes. And he's got a big announcement. So it sounds like he's going to be the Premier. And then he's got a deputy premier who's more left-wing, and then the treasurer, which is really good, is a guy that's is all right actually. He's another conservative in there. So we're going to see exactly how this pans out. People seeing my throat clearing. You know what I need? I've got like 3 phones out in front of me. So this is wild. Joel, is there any... What was that? Someone asked, Joel, is there any hope for us in Victoria? Yes, absolutely. The amount of things that are going on in Victoria is excellent. The ICAC in Victoria, it's called like BICAC or something or whatever, they are actually doing really badly right now in terms of... they're doing really excellent work against Dan Andrews, and they're looking at branch stacking and a ton of things that are going on there. I think what's going on in Victoria is going to bring Dan Andrews down sooner than you might think. I think it'll happen in one big burst, but if you want to listen to some people that cover that really well, because it's their state, you've got Discernible, you've got Voice for Victoria, you've got, who else is there? Rebels, all right, but they don't really go into it much. But you've got those 2 channels, Voice for Victoria and Discernible. They do a really solid job in going through that stuff. I've just got Sky News up here now. I've connected it to a better speaker just behind here, so you'll be able to see it. This is wild. This is some wild stuff. I'm just going to pull up Instagram. Wow, how have I not downloaded the Instagram app? How does that... Oh, God. Oh, all right. Let's see what's going on.
To take you live to Sydney, where Treasurer Dominic Perrottet is set to speak about the New South Wales leadership. So we will bring you that as soon as it comes into the newsroom. In the meantime, it's one of the sporting questions of the age. Which competitions should transgender athletes take part in?
Oh my gosh, who cares about that? Oh God. All right, I'm going to keep that up there. We're going to listen to it and we're going to see exactly what happens. But here we go.
Here is Dominic Perrottet.
I'd like to begin by acknowledging the outpouring of emotion over the last 48 hours for our Premier Gladys Berejiklian. And I think that is testament to her selflessness, the dedication, not just over 5 years as serving as Premier of our state, but importantly, well over that period of time as Transport Minister and her many years of public service in New South Wales. Public life is a difficult challenge, a difficult job for all, but I think there is no doubt that New South Wales is a much better place today because of the tireless dedication of our Premier Gladys Berejiklian, particularly during the last 18 months as her deputy and as Treasurer, worked very closely with her as we navigated through droughts, through fires and through this pandemic. And New South Wales is stronger today because of her tireless servant leadership to the people of New South Wales. I also want to acknowledge the fact that we stand here today at a time in a very difficult period for our state. The last 18 months has been incredibly tough, but I have no doubt that New South Wales will come through this difficult time, just like we did last year, to not just recover, but to come out the other side much stronger. And that's all about ensuring we keep people safe as we have, that we keep people in jobs, we keep businesses open, and importantly, we get kids back to school as quickly as possible. Over the last 48 hours, I've had the opportunity to discuss with my wife Helen, my family and my colleagues, my intention to nominate today as the Liberal leader of the Parliamentary Party. And I do so alongside the Minister for Jobs, Stuart Ayres, who will put ourselves forward next Tuesday as my deputy leader. We believe that this is a team that will provide stability, unity and experience to continue the great work of Premier Gladys Berejiklian and our entire team to ensure that New South Wales comes out the other side much stronger. In addition, I want to thank Stuart. He has been somebody who I've got to know and can call a friend, not just in relation to his portfolio roles, but importantly as a member of the Crisis Cabinet that has helped New South Wales navigate through this very difficult period of time. I know that this is a time of challenge in our state, but I have complete hope and optimism that New South Wales is in a very good place. We are just a week away as we begin to open up our state. We have dealt with the crises in front of us incredibly well. I know I am part of a team that has one focus, and that is to look after every single person right across the state. And I believe that Stuart and I, in putting our names forward for next Tuesday's party room meeting, will provide that stability that experience and that unity that the people of New South Wales need at this time. I'm now going to pass to Stuart to say a few words, and in light of the time, I will take a couple of questions. I'll have more to say next Tuesday.
I think we're going to get more answers
Thank you,
later.
Dominic. This is a leadership ticket that every person across New South Wales can support. From the city to the suburbs, from the coast to the bush, we're about representing every single person in New South Wales. We've been through a very traumatic period of time, and I know that Dominic Perrottet is the right person to lead New South Wales out of this pandemic, to reopen our economy, get people back in jobs, and keep every single person in our community as safe as they possibly can. As a resident of Western Sydney, I think I stand here as a recognition that it doesn't matter where you come from in New South Wales, you can achieve anything if you work hard enough to it. And that's my commitment to my colleagues, it's my commitment to Dominic, and it's my commitment to the people of New South Wales that I will bring every ounce of my work ethic to improve your lives. This is a unique point in time for our state.
I don't care.
We need stability,
Keep going.
we need focus, and that's exactly what Dominic Perrottet and Stuart Ayres will deliver for the people of New South Wales.
Questions? Mr. Perrottet, it's long been spoken about that you'd take over from Gladys Berejiklian as Premier and Matt Keane would be your deputy. Why is it important for you to have Stuart Ayres as your deputy and not Matt Keane, Liberty nothing?
Well, you know, we are very fortunate in our parliamentary party to have many, many talented people. And we have discussed with colleagues over this period of time. Matt Keane is a very important part of our team and has endorsed this ticket to put our names forward for next Tuesday. I think it is a very fortunate position to be in. We don't just have strong members of the crisis cabinet, we have a strong cabinet, we have a strong parliamentary team, and over the last 48 hours, we've consulted with our colleagues. And I believe Stuart Ayres will provide a strong voice, not just for Western Sydney, but for the people of our state. And I've got to know Stuart incredibly well, sitting alongside him in crisis cabinet. And the reality is we are in a very strong position in this state today. We recovered every single... Stuart is the Minister for Jobs. Last year, we lost close to 300,000 jobs in this state. We recovered every single one of them, plus 30,000 more, and we will do it again. I have complete optimism that there is a brighter future for our state as we move out of this difficult phase, and I think Stuart is going to play a very important role in doing that.
But what's the female alternative? We see a strong female representation.
Well, I don't want to preempt the party room meeting on Tuesday. Stuart and I will put ourselves forward as a team on Tuesday, and if we're given the blessing of the party room to be the leader and deputy leader of our party, then we will work through those issues in relation to cabinet. I accept the proposition in your question, Alex, and obviously we want to make sure that we have much diversity in our teams possible that reflects society. And I think we've been very blessed in this state to have a leader in Gladys Berejiklian. And I think what you will see if we were to be elected by the party room on Tuesday is a strong team going forward.
You're obviously taking out a really critical time where a week out from reopening. Can you give an assurance that it's going to be exactly the same reopening plan that we'll see over the next week?
Well, once again, I don't want to preempt the situation that we're in at the moment.
Right.
Stuart and I today are announcing that we will put our names forward.
All right, let me translate. So he's come out with Stuart Ayres, and they're basically saying, God, I should have focused the camera. They're basically saying they're announcing on Tuesday him and Stuart Ayres, and it's been endorsed by Matt Keane, are gonna be running. Now, what does that mean? That means that Stuart Ayres and Perrottet, you've got Perrottet as the Premier and Stuart Ayres as the Deputy Premier, who are going to be the names putting forward. Now, the reason why Matt Keane's name is being referenced, just so you understand the politics within the Liberal Party, is because he was the prominent left-winger. So what that means, you would have heard the journalist asked, why wasn't Keane included in that? Why isn't he the deputy? And basically Perrottet was saying, well, he's endorsed it. So it sounds like a deal's been made where the left-wing faction in the Liberal Party, they're going to be given some ministerial positions, and instead they're not going to challenge Perrottet. But it seems as though Perrottet is definitely going to be the Premier on Tuesday, and from that meeting, and Matt Keane will not challenge him because he's endorsing him. So that's sort of the press conferences are done now. All the only purpose for that was to tell people, okay, basically the challenge is done. For those that are listening closely, the challenge is done. So that's interesting because it means that, you know, it's resolved. It's basically resolved now. What happens from here? Okay, then you've got Perrottet as Premier as of Tuesday, which they're going to vote on. Him as Premier. He's probably in the next month, we'll see him roll back a lot of these mandates, a lot of the vaccine passports, a lot of the lockdown stuff, because this is a guy that has opposed this stuff. This is a guy that said, I don't want to see a two-tiered society. He says, I don't want to see a situation where, you know, we've got, you know, different rules for the West and the East in terms of the suburbs. He said that, you know, he's got, what else has he said? So in week 2 of the lockdowns, I don't know if you guys remember this. This was in July. He said, you know, I don't support this extension to the lockdown. Now, this is the thing though. This is what he said. Now, once he's Premier, it's his opportunity to do. And if it doesn't do what he said, then we go after him the same way we've gone after the Premier. It doesn't matter that he's a different person. So in the next month, we're all going to be watching him very closely, because you shouldn't trust him. You shouldn't trust any politician. You shouldn't even trust Craig Kelly or George Christensen, who I like very much. You don't trust anyone. You listen to what they say. If their actions are what they say, just like with Trump, he's the only person that's come in and he did what he said he would do and more. That's Trump. Now, if Perrottet has said all of these things and he doesn't follow through with them, then that's it. He's gone. We're going after him. In 2023, we're going to throw him out, because we're going to have different parties that are going to vote in the state election, and we're going to throw him out. Also, we've got local elections coming up, and if he doesn't do what he's meant to do in the state, then they're going to feel that in the local election when the Liberal Party are up for these elections in the area. So we're going to throw these Liberal Party people out, and we're going to get some of these minor or independents up. Also, if he doesn't change his course this next month, the federal government is going to feel it in the federal election in May. That is our promise. That is our gun to his head. He better pull his finger out and turn this ship around and get rid of the mandates. These court cases, we shouldn't even have to do the court cases. He should drop these mandates 100% that Gladys left in. He should absolutely open everything up, and we should get back to living our life the way we used to be. When he does that, then, you know, we can have a chat. But until then, you do not trust him. You watch exactly what he does. He said he wants to end the lockdowns. He said he wants to end the mandates. He said he wants to do all of these things. Let's see how he goes over the course of the next month, and we'll go from there. For those of you asking me about his dad's ties to the banks, the World Economic Forum as well, and the World Bank, I do believe his dad's actually resigning from that relatively soon. And when it comes to, you know, the way, the values that Dom has been raised with, he's very conservative. I mean, if you look at all the politicians in the country, all of them, and I haven't seen this, but I want to look at it. An interesting trend I've found is that the people that have more children tend to be more conservative. Gladys had 0 children. 0. Dom Perrottet has 6 kids. You know, he reminds me of this guy, this conservative guy in the UK. His name's Jacob Rees-Mogg. And Jacob has like 6 or 7 kids. And he's very conservative. Those are the vibes I get from him. He's very religious, Perrottet. And I think that we're going to see a different direction from him. But I'm willing to be wrong, and we'll see what happens. A lot of people saying Ricardo in the comments. Ricardo is running federally. He's not running state. So that means he's going to be up for election in May for his area in, I think, the northwest of Sydney. But yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. So that's just the situation. So for those of you that are tuning in right now, remember to click that and click follow. There's a little drop down thing there. Click follow, because the next time he goes live on Tuesday, he's going to announce all of the policies that he's going to do as Premier. Most likely he's going to talk about easing of restrictions, and we'll go from there. But guys, I'll see you later. That's the update for today, and we'll go from there. People saying I'm a Zionist shill. Yeah, I'd like to see you prove that, because the audience I have are actually that have actually funded me. So that's pretty fun. I'm going to bring Romeo on. Romeo, how are you going?
Good, Joel.
What's happening?
Nothing. What's going on?
I thought that was going to be a bit more there. It turns out it was a significant announcement, but yeah, interesting.
About Dom Perrottet?
Yeah, we're not surprised, you and I, about him announcing. What's surprising is Matt Keane saying that he endorses him. Matt Keane's the left winger in the party that was going to put his name forward to become the Premier.
Yeah.
But he's not putting his name forward. So he's endorsing Perrottet, which means Perrottet is basically, it's easy, he's in. So on Tuesday, I think Perrottet is going to come out and he's going to announce all of the policies and say, this is what we're doing. And over the next month, we've got to watch him with, like 2 eyes and make sure he doesn't step out of line.
Well, I've already put the warning out for Rob Stokes. I basically said to him, and I don't care if people believe that I've got the power or not. I basically said to him, pull your name out. I told everybody, write to your MPs, tell them you do not want this bloke. Just write we don't want him. We don't want Rob Stokes. But with Dominic Perrottet, I've got a few friends who are neighbours with him. And he's, I'm not here to plug the Liberal Party. I'm here to end the power of the Liberal Party for good, whether state or federal. But for the time being, Dominic Perrottet's, just from the quotes that he said, it's going to be a lot going back to common sense, which is what I agree with. Just common sense. And from what Hazard, the imbecile, said today, well, you can see they're backpedaling with when he said coppers will be out there, they'll be fining, and he said, well, it's undoable, to have police out there fining everybody.
Yeah.
So they're backpedaling big time. I would like, if I could ask one thing of Dominic Perrottet, sack Hazard and Dr. Chant. Put somebody in you. Because they are the driving factor behind Gladys Berejiklian. And I wouldn't be not surprised at all if they weren't even involved with her with what's been happening.
I think they are, Romeo. I think Hazard's going to be sacked as health minister because we're getting a whole new cabinet with a new premier. Whole new cabinet.
Does that mean if Hazard gets sacked, does that mean that if we see him in the street, we can verbally abuse him without being charged with interrogation to an MP?
He's intimidation. He's still an MP, but he won't be in cabinet as the health minister. I'm hoping that Perrottet picks someone else, as he should, as health minister. But we'll see. But this is the thing. Nothing changes. It all goes back to the Premier. The Premier appoints these people. The Premier appoints Chant, appoints the health minister. It's on Perrottet. So in the next month, if he doesn't change his tune, then the same goes for him. In the local, in the federal, and in the state election in 2023, we're taking him out.
Well, that's the whole thing. And I can say this to Dominic: if you do right by people, people will do right by you. It's that simple. It's not, physics. It's not astroscience. It's very simple. Do right by your people and your people will do right by you. Everybody was saying about how devastated they are that Gladys is gone, and she done a great job. While she did a few things right, she did a lot of stuff wrong. Let's not beat around the bush. While on the surface she did a lot of things right, under the surface there was a lot of stuff that she did wrong. And now that's been exposed. That's as simple as that. So to Dominic Perrottet, do right by your people. And your people will do right by you. It's as simple as that.
It's funny, Romeo. You said the same thing to Gladys, I think in week 1 of the lockdowns.
Yeah.
And you said, Gladys, we will back you to the hill again if you drop this, if you drop these lockdowns. And she didn't. 10 weeks later, she's gone.
Yep. Yeah, I know.
And the same goes for Perrottet. There's a lot of people that really, I think they're judging Perrottet too quickly. I really do. Because they're saying, no, we don't want Perrottet. And I'm like, guys, if you don't get Perrottet now, between now and 2023, you get the left winger who's worse than Gladys in the Liberal Party.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Let's have a look at Dominic Perrottet. You mentioned it before. Because I'm only, I want to enjoy my lollipop. Guys, that's a really good way out of wearing a mask. So on a lollipop. But I want to just say quickly that just the sheer fact that Dominic Perrottet is a father of 6 children and a happily married man, I like that. Because what affects us will affect his 6 children. It'll affect his family. And I don't mean to hammer people or abuse people that don't have children. I know that a lot of people that don't have children want to have children and all that. I'm not saying people that don't have children don't like children. What I'm saying is this: unless you're a parent and understand the struggles that you go through to raise a child, you shouldn't be a leader. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Because raising a child with the demands and all that kind of stuff is just like politics. Yeah. You need to give, you need to take. You need to be hard, you need to be soft. If you don't have that experience, get out of politics. And Gladys Berejiklian was the perfect example of somebody that did not understand what it meant to raise children. In turn, didn't know what it meant to run a state. I'm sorry to be that blunt, but that's the way I see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And anyone that's listening now in Victoria, we haven't forgotten about you guys. You guys have your equivalent of ICAC down there. Mm-hmm. Push for this stuff. Push for answers. Pressure your MPs. Do what we did. Get answers on this stuff. And this is the thing, guys. We got to get this idea out of our mind about the Liberal Party being bad. There are conservative branches in the Liberal Party in Queensland, in New South Wales, in Victoria, in every state. And those are people that you got to suss them out. But once you work it out, some of them are actually trying to reform their party. For some of them, it's a lost cause. Maybe in Victoria, it's a lost cause. But you have to work that out yourself. And you can't do that if you don't engage in politics and look at what these people are doing. See, Romeo and I, we're in the thick of it. And there's a lot of people, they trust what we say when we say this guy's all right and this guy's not. It's because we've spent time working out and sussing these people out. With Dominic Perrottet, we're still trying to work that out right now. But he's making all the right sounds. Now he just has to do the right things. And then it's like, okay, beautiful. Beautiful.
Before I go, I just want to answer one question here. Somebody said, I disagree. Look at Dan Andrews. He's got kids. Yeah. He's got kids and got married and sent them to Queensland during the hardest lockdowns in Victorian history. He removed his family so they wouldn't struggle. He knew what he was doing to his people. So therefore, it backs up my statements. But he's just a prick and a nasty individual. He relieved his family by sending his wife and children to Brisbane and then hammered us. So don't tell me that a person that doesn't have kids doesn't understand what it takes and all the struggles and all that. He knew exactly that what he did to what he's doing to the Victorians would he do to his own kids. So he had to move to Brisbane. He removed them. So there you go. All right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Joel, I'm going to get back. I want to go for a walk before the grand final starts.
Yeah.
I was going to actually fly to Brisbane, but my wife said to me, no, so I can't go.
What do you do?
Yeah. Nobody tells me what to do except my wife.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Oh, good. All right, man. I'll see you later. I'll just say, everyone, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to upload this everywhere so you guys know, but we'll see what happens this week.
Take care. Oh, I'll leave you by this. Perrottet's already in, so it's done deal. Okay?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, everyone, go outside tomorrow. I was going to do a 9 a.m., 11 a.m. interview tomorrow. I cancelled it. I pushed it back to Wednesday. Everyone, get outside. It's a public holiday. Enjoy the sun. It's the best form of civil disobedience. They hate it.
Joe, I've got a big barbecue coming. A big picnic, December 1st. It's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I'm already working on it now. All right?
Yeah. Awesome, man.
Take care.
I'll see you later.
See ya.
All right, see you everyone.
Bye.
Bye.